Introducing the Talking Statistics Calculator. Let's have a look and find out how it works. The basic operation is that you select a dataset from the top right hand corner. At this point I've got list A, but here I have list B. I've already got some numbers in it. List C has some different numbers in it, and list D has quite a long list, and you can see the count of how many items we have in the list. I'll go back to A and I can enter my data set here by typing the numbers, seeing them on this numeric box, and then hitting enter when I've completed creating a number. Simply type in the numbers, hit enter, and they're in this list. Now this is called the Talking Calculator. If I turn up the volume and do this again, you will hear the numbers being spoken. 45.2, enter. 45.2. You'll also hear the numbers spoken if I tap on one of the numbers. 24,568. I'm going to turn that volume down now so that you can hear my voice and not the calculator. The list can be edited by swiping left on the value that you want to edit and choosing either to delete that value or edit, which will bring the value into the edit box where you can correct it, hit enter, and the edited value goes back into the location that you chose. If you start editing a value and then realize you don't want to do that, you simply tap the edit box and that'll stop the edit operation. There's a clear button next to the edit box. There's a backspace button. There's an exponent button. And there's a change sign button. Once you've got the numbers in your data set, to find the statistics on those values, you simply change from data entry mode over to statistics display mode. And this gives you a list of statistics. You can hear the value of any of these read out to you if you have the volume switched on. Median 58. Geometric mean 4.05722296. Jumping back to data entry mode, we can again edit our list and then switch back to statistics display to see those values recalculated with the updated list. From the statistics display mode, we can also switch between our datasets, seeing the statistics of our various datasets. That is the basic operation of the calculator. It has a high contrast mode for those with low vision. For those using VoiceOver, the calculator has a very sweet reading of numbers. So for instance, this number 1,234,000.
Value 1,234,567. Item 4. Value 5. Edit. Delete. Value 2. Item selected. Value 2. Item 3. Statistics display mode. Selected. Statistics display mode. Root mean square. Value 617,283.50000109.
I recommend having the volume slider set to 0 when using VoiceOver.
VoiceOver off.
What else can the calculator do? Well, it has a slide-in menu. Hitting the menu option brings up the slide-in menu, which lets you clear the current dataset you're on, clear all the datasets, copy your current dataset over any of the other three. You can email your current dataset, which will send two attachments, one with the values that you've entered and the other attachment with the statistics that are generated. You can display the values you've entered as a bar chart. There are some settings, so you can change your numeric format to various international formats. You can change the digits mode. By default, you have a maximum of 7 fraction digits, but you can change that to fixed fraction, which defaults to 2, which is good for currencies, or max significant digits, which defaults to 4, which is good for engineering calculations. You've also got two variations of the readings of values, so you can have the number 110 read out as 110 or 110. By default, the calculator works in enhanced voiceover mode, which means that very large numbers will be read out in a natural voice, but you can switch back to standard voiceover if you prefer. On the voice selection, you can choose between the built-in voice or any one of 4 custom voices. Having picked a custom voice, you can read through the script, tapping this button at the top to activate the recording. That'll give you 2 seconds for each script item. It takes 5 minutes to go through the whole script, but it will allow you to have the calculator read the values back to you, operations and values back to you, using your own voice in your own accent. There's also a quick link to create an email to the developer so that you can ask for help or new features, and there is a documentation in here to explain the operations of the calculator to you. Lastly, this screen size works equally well on the smaller iPod touches, the various ranges of phones, and the iPads all the way up to the large iPad. On the phones and iPod touches, you can also rotate the screen into portrait mode, and the keyboard falls down below and the list sits above. Who is this calculator good for? Anyone that needs to generate statistics regularly, which might be a science or engineering student, or anyone who often finds that they have to make running totals of numbers. So in the statistics definitions that I've just selected from the menu, you can run through the list of all the different types of statistics that this allows. If you're only interested in the total, then you can turn off every other statistics definition, which means the various averages and means and medians and modes. All of these can be switched off, which means you won't have to see them in statistics mode. So now, if I put in the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, switch to display mode, we'll see that the count says we have 6 and the total is 21. I can go back to the data entry mode, add another number, flick to statistics mode, and quickly see the total. Again, these can be read out to you. Data entry 8, enter 8, statistics display, count 8, total 36, data entry. I hope you've enjoyed this demonstration of the Talking Statistics Calculator.